Start now.
Right, so I'm here today to talk a little bit about a book that has been very influential in my life in service design thinking. It's about how Disney would run your hospital. I find it an extremely interesting concept, and that's what I'm going to run through. In terms of, here we go. So I'll just give you a bit of a warning. First of all, this has some creative content. I'm a creative thinker. I hope that's good news. It is not about technology. This is about your customer and your brand. I did have a line in there saying this is not about ITIL, but I took it out because there are so many ITIL fans here and I thought I might offend people. Anyway, so number one, top 3 drivers of satisfaction. How well staff work together, overall cheerfulness of the atmosphere and the response and concerns of complaints. So they're the drivers of satisfaction in customer service. So what we can learn from that is that we should all make sure that we're working together, whether we're level 1, 2, 3. In support, we should work together and support one another in customer service. That's what Disney would do. So, moving on to number 2 thing you would do in your service desk. For customers, loyalty comes from compassion. This is a fascinating stat. Synonyms for compassion have the greatest impact on loyalty. You will notice there that synonyms for competence is 3rd. So what can we learn from that? I think that when we're looking for people in our teams, we should encourage colour and personality in the service work of our team. It's not all about the technical skills. It's about how they work and the way that they deliver their services and the way they engage. So, moving on to number 3, you should focus on things that most correlate with satisfaction. So hiring cheerful, empathetic people. In the study, they found that cheerful, empathetic people correlated with satisfaction. That they should have the skills to diffuse anger, and everyone should be great at providing feedback. So, when you're hiring, think carefully about what you ask for. You want to ask for those skills because they correlate with high customer satisfaction, not necessarily technical skills. So, moving on to another lesson, I think we're up to number 4. Let's wait and see. There we go. Regard customer satisfaction as fool's gold. So Dave and I will probably discuss this for a long time. So in Harvard Review, they noticed that even if you mark 4, you're 6 more times likely to defect than marks of 5. Really key point here, you need to understand the difference between service and products. Service is how they think you recovered from a bad product. That tomato ketchup is in, the experience is the bottle, the product is what's inside. So notice the difference between product ratings in surveys and service. So you should, picking up from that on surveys, you should always measure to improve, not measure to impress. Surveys are important, but only so far as they tell you more about your customers' needs. Not so much that, and where things are going wrong, not necessarily as a be-all and end-all. So do not bury your service waste, because that's where the gems of improvement lie. Do not be afraid to look for them. Do not hide them because you feel as if you're under pressure to meet targets. Never bury your service waste. That's where the gems of improvement lie. So, moving on to the next one, the truth is that our competition is anyone who our customers compare us to. So it's not just the service desk of another university, if you're in that sector or another telco, it's the best people that do their service anywhere, the nicest people anywhere. That's what Disney would think. So compare yourself to Disney. So you've got to think who or what is setting the new standards of service. Maybe there's a vending machine for your IT stuff. So look outside your sphere of reference. Make sure you find out what's going on and who's doing the best work, not just inside your usual terms of reference. Finally, I think this is the last one, but it may not be. Service is the experience economy. You've got to focus on personality. You've got to vote personal experience because better prices, convenient locations and discounts do not always give you enough in the experience economy. If it's a commodity, it might be okay. So, this is a picture of Homescale and TAFE, which is one of my customers. We walked around interviewing people. We need to find out what great service means from your customer because there's too much at stake for you to guess. That's what Disney would do. They know what their people want. Finally, it's the law of memorable event that determines satisfaction and loyalty. If you're listening to a concert and somebody drops a glass and at the end of the symphony and it smashes, that's all you remember. You don't remember all of the other bars and notes before that. So you've got to make sure that you finish well. I went to see Katy Perry with my wife. It was fantastic. She's awesome. She made that concert feel like it was the only one she'd ever done. And she finished it brilliantly. I've been to concerts that have been a little bit dry, but she made me feel special like that was the only time she'd ever done it. So I hope people feel like you're the only person they serve today. So just leaving you with some thoughts. Customers judge their experiences by the way they are treated as a person, not the way they are treated for their issue. So it is about that. I think that's a hygiene factor to get things done, but it's not necessarily the be-all and end-all. You've got to focus on the way that service is delivered, and knowing is a vital part of learning and sharing the vision of what we want to create together. I can't stress enough how getting that, measuring for success, measuring to improve, getting feedback and seeking what their people really want. If you do those two things, that's what Fred Lee would say Disney would run your hospital. I think that's it. But